Okay then guys, today we're going to be taking a look at something which has had a spotlight for a period of time, but this is one which you guys really need to start utilizing right now. This thing is overpowered beyond belief and an absolute demon in PvP. Today we're taking a look at the Waves of Darkness, a Ash of War which works extremely well on colossal weapons. This is one that's going to definitely have you a bit broken because, well, it is. Let's take a look at it. Now, to get hold of this thing, you are going to want to start off in the Ansel River, just here at the Scarlet Rot location. We're going to be starting off at the top, the Lake of Rot shoreside. We're going to have to make our way through that and go all the way through the Rot piece to this location right here, at which point it's going to take us through to the main boss. Now, this is a full boss fight, which is going to be located here, so make sure you are prepared for an absolute battle, because this thing is a bloody nightmare. Anywho, we're going to be making our way through the main Scarlet Rot. I would recommend you put a place marker where the entrance is, just because it's going to be a lot easier to follow. You can see it clear as day, and it means that you can go from place to place. Now, Scarlet Rot is obviously going to cause a lot of damage to you guys, and this is something which you will need to sort of combat once you get to the other side. So make sure that you've evened out your potions to make sure you have got a lot of health potions, because it goes down quite rapidly. This is probably the #1 tip before we get to the boss, is just making sure we've got potions and making sure that we have got a spell to get rid of the Scarlet Rot, or if you haven't got that, then we have got the items themselves, which we'll show you in just a second, which are the preserving boluses, which will also help you alleviate the Scarlet Rot buildup. But this is also going to be okay if you've not got any of those, you've just got potions. Make sure you've got enough potions to get to the Grace site, which is only going to be but a few seconds away from this main bit here. So we're going to run all the way over this Scarlet Rot pool and make our way towards the main icon. Now, once we do get to this main icon, you want to make sure that you stay on the left-hand side, because that is going to be where the staircase is to get down to the original Grace site before we start this boss fight. So once we get to here, you can utilize your preserving boluses, or you can use the incantation or spell or for the alleviation of Scarlet Rot buildup. From here, we are going to be making our way around this bend and to the grand area just here. So once we get down to the bottom, you will notice that there is a Grace site in the distance. So even if you weren't able to alleviate the Scarlet Rot, you will be okay as long as you've got enough potions to get you here. Sit down at the Grace site, and it should take away all of that Scarlet Rot and reset you right to the beginning. Now, this is the bit which is a little bit of a tricky move, mainly because the ads down at the bottom are a bit of a nightmare. They do cause a lot of damage with their spiderweb slings. Now, we're going to be making our way down the staircase right here, and we're going to jump over onto the broken area on the side. From that, you can jump across the top and go and grab the small item that's around the corner. If you guys are interested in gathering materials at any point, this is obviously something you want to do. You want to go ahead and get that golden rune. Now, we're going to mainly take this route just underneath here. So we're going to drop and pick up this material just here, because they don't crop around all too often. From there, we're going to make our way down and drop to the next ledge and drop to the third one, and we are going to drop down finally. Now, as you guys know, these guys underneath here cause a lot of damage, so it is a bit of a nightmare. You do have to make your way around very carefully, because sometimes they can one-shot you if you are not careful. So take the route that we're taking, and you should only take 1, maybe 2 hits at tops, as long as you follow this route. Once we get through this bit here, we are going to come up to a coffin on the edge of a Scarlet Rot lake. Jump into that, and it will give you this very cool animation where you jump into the coffin, seal yourself inside of it, and it will drop you off the edge of the waterfall. Now, this is where it takes you mainly to the boss fight right here. So once we drop off the edge, it is going to load us into the next area. Now, through loading into the next area, you are going to want to go straight down this way directly to the boss fight right here. Now, this boss fight is no joke, and it is an absolute nightmare to do. Once you get into here, I would recommend making sure you've got a mimic tier or something, and those purple lasered attacks will cause a lot of damage, so make sure you are timing your rolls carefully. As you can see, we've also got a teleportation thing that will happen as well, and that is going to obviously stick a few bustles in there, but you can use magic to make things easier, and you can also use melee if you really want to. Now, that is the pulse right there, the Waves of Darkness. As you can see, he utilizes it himself, and we also have the main clusters that come up as well, which you guys will be able to utilize if you want to, rather than the Waves of Darkness, by utilizing a single weapon. That weapon is an absolute nightmare as well. It's called the Wings of Estelle. But this is going to be an interesting fight indeed, and you do have to be careful. If you want to go close range, then you need to be making sure you are rolling around a lot and getting those high damage hits in early on, mainly because when he uses the Waves of Darkness, it causes a lot of damage. From here, we have got the Remembrance of the Natural Born, and this is what's going to get us this Waves of Darkness Ash of War. Like I said, it does give you the option for the Wing of Estelle as well, which is a very good weapon. If you've not seen that before, I'll leave a link down in the description. You guys will be able to utilize that very, very nicely. But we're going to head on over to the Round Table Hold and go into this room here where we find this lovely lady. Now, we're going to speak to this woman and it's going to give us the thing right here. This is going to give us the Waves of Darkness, and this is a very, very good Ash of War, and I highly recommend that you get your hands on it. I'm also going to pick this up while I'm here as well, because we finished Malekith just a few days ago. Now, once we've done that, we are going to show you guys exactly how it gets utilized. We are going to go ahead and grab hold of a Colossal Weapon and stick it on that bad boy. Once we've done that, this is what you've got to be left with. So make sure you pick your Colossal Weapon decently, because there is a lot of colossal weapons at the minute that really work quite well. And that's all we've got. That's it. All done and dusted. A very, very big Ash of War that you guys should be using. Thank you so much again for watching, guys. If you haven't already, smash that like button, subscribe with post notifications turned on. Appreciate your faces, and as always, up until the next time, I'll see you in the clouds.